Luna Park in St Kilda was the first of 4 Australian lunar parks and was opened December 13, 1912, when 22,000 people passed through the mouth of Mr. Moon. The park had many attractions, including the scenic rail roller coaster, with a track almost a mile in length that borders the park's boundaries. It is the oldest continually operating roller coaster in the world. It only took a few decades before stories of a resident ghost began to circulate. Known as the Joker Ghost because he is said to be dressed as a court jester, this mischievous prankster has a habit of terrifying people on the scenic railway roller coaster by suddenly appearing in front of oncoming cars or materializing in the Ferris wheel cages, startling all who witness him. The earliest documented sighting of the Joker Ghost was in the 1940s. In the decades since, many visitors claim to have encountered him. Some of the witnesses accused park management of setting the whole thing up as a publicity stunt, but the park denied all knowledge. Making a person suddenly appear and disappear on a ride would be quite tricky, especially at the lofty heights the Ferris wheel can reach. So who could this Joker Ghost be? Assuming the Joker Ghost is somebody who met their end at the park, if we take a look at the park's history, you will see there are a number of candidates. Since its opening, the park has run almost continually up until today, but like most amusement parks, Luna Park is not without its accidents resulting in death. December 16, 1913, snake charmer Henry DeLine was taken to the Alfred Hospital in a comatose state after being bit in the throat by one of his tiger snakes during a performance. DeLine, being a veteran of snake bites, having been bitten twice before in the previous 2 weeks, tried telling the doctors how he had cured himself the previous times. Unfortunately, the doctors could not understand much of what he had to say. Mr. DeLine was pronounced dead soon after. 1925. Clarice Hurst, 32, sustained fatal head injuries when he was riding on the scenic railway at Luna Park on Christmas night. The trolley in which he was seated at the rear jolted Hurst from his seat and his head struck the scaffolding above. The man next to him grabbed hold of Mr. Hurst's legs to stop him from falling out, but Hurst was already dead. The Big Dipper was another of the park's roller coasters, and in March of 1935, it too saw a fatality. Mr. M. Dyer, 21, fell out of the car at the highest point of the ride and fell 74 feet to his death. He died of multiple broken bones, internal injuries, and a severed leg. 1936. Harry Maltby, 22, fell from one of the cars on the Big Dipper. He was struck by another car and was so severely injured that he died. Maltby, who was accompanied by Vincent Clancy, was riding in one of the 3 cars on the Big Dipper train. He stood up and fell onto another of the Big Dipper's tracks. The brakeman applied the brakes and rushed to Maltby, trying to clear him of the rails, but Maltby's clothing was entangled in the brake slides. Another train struck Maltby and then struck the rear of the train from which he had fallen, trapping Maltby between the 2 cars. John Joseph McCarthy, 45, a civil servant, died on the 6th December 1938 from injuries received when he was assaulted behind Luna Park. Desmond Patrick Toole, a salesman who was out on bail after having been charged with assault, was rearrested and charged with murder. For the longest time, Luna Park generally didn't acknowledge Joker Ghost. However, in recent years they have embraced the legend, even celebrating him annually during Halloween's Luna Dark event.